Picture this. A silent, darkened room in the heart of Los Angeles. A single camera rolling. And Jaguar Wright, leaning into the lens, her voice trembling with an unmatched mixture of fury and genuine terror, uttering words that sent a literal shockwave through the spine of the global entertainment industry. For years, the public was taught to look at the Beyoncé and Jay-Z empire with absolute awe. We saw the golden lights. We saw the diamond-encrusted outfits. We saw the calculated, flawless presentation of a modern-day royal family. But in one single explosive, unedited stream, Jaguar Wright shattered the glass ceiling of the Carter legacy and exposed what she claims is the darkest, most terrifying secret in the history of music royalty. This isn't just about industry politics. This isn't about missed record sales or trivial red carpet rivalries. Jaguar Wright has officially put her life on the line to allege that Blue Ivy Carter, a child who was born into the blinding spotlight of global fame, is being subjected to a chilling, systematic, and calculated agenda orchestrating her entire youth. What Jaguar revealed isn't just shocking, it is deeply unsettling. It connects mysterious Hollywood rituals, hidden legal clauses, and sudden panic strategic moves behind the scenes of Beyoncé's latest tour. If you thought you knew what was happening behind those glittering stage lights, think again. The veil has been ripped away, and by the time you reach the end of this revelation, you will never look at the Carter family the same way again. Stay tuned because the truth Jaguar just dropped is about to change everything. To truly understand the terrifying weight of what Jaguar Wright just exposed, you have to rewind the clock and examine the deep, dark history of the Hollywood machine and the specific players involved in this explosive war. Jaguar Wright isn't just a random commentator throwing mud from the outside. She is an industry insider who survived the cutthroat music world of the late 90s and early 2000s. She walked the same hallways, worked with the same producers, and sat in the same VIP lounges as Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and the most powerful executives in the business. She knows where the bodies are buried because she was standing right there when the shovels were drawn. For the last 3 years, Jaguar has been waging a relentless one-woman war against the music industry's elite. While major media outlets turned a blind eye, she took to raw, unedited live streams, laying out names, dates, and locations. Many called her wild. Many called her unhinged. The mainstream media attempted to label her as a bitter outsider seeking attention. But time and time again, her seemingly impossible predictions started coming true. When major industry moguls began facing public exposure and federal scrutiny, people suddenly remembered Jaguar's warnings from years prior. She wasn't lying. She was issuing a forecast. And now she has pointed her crosshairs at the undisputed king and queen of pop culture, Beyoncé and Jay-Z. To the average fan, Beyoncé is an immortal icon. From her days in Destiny's Child to her reign as a solo megastar, her career has been governed by an unprecedented level of control. Every interview is rehearsed. Every photograph is meticulously edited. Every single detail of her personal life is guarded by non-disclosure agreements that carry terrifying legal consequences. Nothing, and I mean nothing, happens in Beyoncé's world by accident. Enter Blue Ivy Carter. Born in January 2012, Blue Ivy was treated as music royalty before she took her very first breath. When she was just an infant, her name was already being submitted for global trademarks. Think about that for a second. While normal parents are buying baby blocks and soft blankets, the Carter empire was filing legal paperwork to monetize their daughter's identity. From fragrance lines to clothing labels, the name Blue Ivy Carter was locked behind corporate vaults before she could even speak a full sentence. As Blue Ivy grew up, the public watched with fascination. But beneath the surface, subtle, unsettling patterns began to emerge. Insiders started leaking whispers about the extreme isolation surrounding the child. She wasn't just being raised, she was being systematically trained. Private tutors, elite media coaches, and strict protocols governed her daily existence. While other children were playing in parks, Blue Ivy was reportedly sitting in boardrooms, observing the mechanical operation of her parents' multi-billion-dollar brand. The tension began to bubble over during the Global Renaissance tour. Suddenly, Blue Ivy wasn't just a supportive daughter watching from the VIP section. She was thrust onto the main stage, performing intricate, adult choreography in front of tens of thousands of screaming fans night after night. The internet erupted in praise, calling her a prodigy, a star in the making, the rightful heir to the throne. But behind closed doors, industry veterans were terrified. They saw a young girl being subjected to immense, crushing pressure. A schedule that would break a seasoned 30-year-old performer, dropped squarely onto the shoulders of a minor. Why now? Why the sudden aggressive push to place Blue Ivy front and center in the global media machine? Jaguar Wright claims the answer is far more sinister than simple stage mother pride. According to Jaguar, the Carter empire is facing an unprecedented internal crisis. Whispers of shifting industry power, silent financial reevaluations, and upcoming investigative exposés have allegedly sent shockwaves through Beyoncé and Jay-Z's inner circle. Jaguar claims that whenever the empire faces a threat, they activate a diversion, and their ultimate bulletproof shield has always been their children. But this time it's not just about distraction. Jaguar asserts that Beyoncé is actively executing a long-term corporate transfer, passing down the heavy, terrifying burdens of the industry contract onto Blue Ivy before the child even fully understands what she is stepping into. The history between Jaguar Wright and the Carters is steeped in deep, unspoken resentment and fear. Jaguar has repeatedly alleged that Jay-Z's rise to power left a trail of destroyed careers and silenced voices. She claims to have witnessed secret meetings where the future of young artists was decided with the stroke of a pen, trading freedom for absolute corporate control. For years, Jaguar warned that this exact playbook would eventually be used within the family itself. People laughed off those early warnings. They said Beyoncé was too protective of a mother, too fiercely defensive of her family's privacy to ever allow her child to be exploited by the very industry that chewed up and spit out so many before her. But Jaguar maintained her stance, insisting that in the high-stakes world of billionaire music moguls, loyalty to the brand always overrides everything else. And then came the breaking point. A series of sudden, strange events began unfolding in real time: strange legal filings, bizarre public statements, and a chilling red carpet moment that sent cold shivers down the spines of pop culture analysts worldwide. The stage was set, the tension reached a boiling point, and Jaguar Wright decided it was time to drop the ultimate hammer. What she revealed next would send panic through the ranks of the music industry's most powerful boardrooms. It all detonated during an unannounced late-night broadcast that immediately caught the attention of thousands of viewers before it was scrubbed from multiple platforms. Jaguar Wright appeared on screen, looking noticeably tense, sitting in an undisclosed location. The energy in the room was suffocating. She didn't start with her usual energetic banter. Instead, she leaned directly into the microphone, her eyes locked onto the lens, and delivered a statement that instantly paralyzed the chat. They think they can hide behind the glitz. They think because they own the media, nobody is going to speak on what's happening in that house. But I'm telling you right now, Beyoncé is not protecting Blue Ivy. She is sacrificing her. The chat blew up in real time. Thousands of comments flashed across the screen in a blur of shock, disbelief, and horror. But Jaguar didn't slow down. She began detailing a series of alleged insider leaks coming directly from individuals close to the Carter household staff and management team. According to Jaguar, the atmosphere inside the Carter estate in Bel Air has descended into absolute chaos over the past several months. She described an environment filled with intense pressure, late-night high-stakes meetings, and an uncompromising regime imposed on young Blue Ivy. Jaguar alleged that Blue is no longer living the life of a typical teenager. Instead, her days are broken down into rigid military-style blocks. Hours of intense physical conditioning, relentless vocal and dance training, and mandatory media training designed to strip away any raw, spontaneous emotion. She's being prepped for an exchange, Jaguar alleged, her voice shaking with intense conviction. You guys see a cute mother-daughter duo on stage. You see fashion statements. I see an asset being primed to absorb the damage that's about to hit the parents. To back up her explosive claims, Jaguar referenced a series of alleged leaked text messages that had been circulating in exclusive, invite-only industry group chats just days before her stream. These messages, allegedly sent between high-level publicists and event organizers, discussed severe, unprecedented demands made by Beyoncé's management team regarding Blue Ivy's public appearances. One alleged leak revealed that during recent high-profile events, security protocols around Blue Ivy were not just designed to keep fans out, they were designed to keep her inside. Staff members were allegedly forced to sign terrifyingly strict non-disclosure agreements that specifically prohibited them from making eye contact with Blue Ivy or speaking to her, without explicit permission from Beyoncé herself. The emotional toll of these allegations hit the internet like a freight train. Viewers in the stream began panicking, sharing the link across X, TikTok, and Instagram before the stream could be taken down. But just as the audience was trying to digest the sheer intensity of these claims, Jaguar Wright dropped the first massive jaw-dropping twist of the night, a revelation so deeply disturbing that it completely flipped the narrative on its head. Jaguar alleged that the aggressive push to put Blue Ivy in the spotlight wasn't just a career strategy for the young girl. It was allegedly tied to a secret, highly restrictive corporate contract that Beyoncé reportedly signed over a decade ago. According to Jaguar, this contract contained a chilling legacy clause, a mechanism that required the signee to introduce a successor of direct bloodline into the corporate system before a certain milestone date to maintain their unprecedented level of catalog ownership and financial backing. Beyoncé didn't just bring Blue Ivy on stage because she wanted to share a moment with her daughter, Jaguar declared, slamming her hand onto the table. She brought her out because the deadline is approaching. The empire is calling in its debt, and Blue Ivy is the payment. The stream was suddenly cut short. The screen went black mid-sentence, leaving over 80,000 live viewers sitting in utter silence and complete horror. Within seconds, screen recordings of those final frantic moments began flooding every corner of social media. The internet was officially on fire, but the terrifying rabbit hole had only just begun to open. Within 2 hours of Jaguar Wright's stream being abruptly terminated, the hashtag #WhatAboutBlue began trending globally on X, racking up over 500,000 posts before sunrise. The internet plunged into a state of total frantic speculation. Online sleuths, pop culture commentators, and body language experts began tearing through years of archival footage, looking for subtle clues that might validate Jaguar's terrifying claims. And what they uncovered only fueled the panic. TikTok exploded with viral breakdown videos focusing on Blue Ivy's recent red carpet appearances. Clips were analyzed frame by frame. Users pointed out the uncanny, stiff posture of the 13-year-old, highlighting moments where she appeared to look repeatedly toward her mother for permission before smiling or answering simple questions from reporters. In one particularly chilling clip from a high-fashion premiere, cameras caught Beyoncé whispering something into Blue Ivy's ear just seconds before the young girl's demeanor instantly shifted from relaxed to cold, practiced perfection. Then came the second massive twist, one that nobody saw coming and sent shockwaves straight into the stock market of entertainment media. An anonymous whistleblower, claiming to be a former mid-level executive at a major record label connected to Parkwood Entertainment, leaked a series of heavily redacted internal emails to an encrypted online forum. The emails, dated just 6 months prior, detailed a secret project codenamed Operation Renaissance Air. The leaked documents outlined an aggressive, multi-year media campaign specifically designed to gradually transition the entire weight of the Beyoncé brand over to Blue Ivy by her 16th birthday. But it was the financial breakdowns in the documents that made people's blood run cold. Millions of dollars were allocated not toward her education or personal development, but toward creating an artificial, inescapable digital footprint. The plan detailed how every public appearance, every outfit choice, and every social media mention was being algorithmically tracked to gauge her marketability as an independent corporate entity. "They aren't raising a daughter," one prominent tech analyst stated in a viral YouTube breakdown that gained 2 million views in 6 hours. "They are manufacturing a brand transition in real time, and Blue Ivy has zero say in the matter." As the leaked documents swept across the web, major celebrities began dropping cryptic, highly unsettling reactions. A well-known R&B singer posted a single, cryptic sentence to her Instagram story before swiftly deleting it 10 minutes later. "Some mothers sell dreams, others sell their own blood to keep the lights on. Pray for that baby." The silence from the Carter camp was deafening. Normally, the powerful public relations team behind Beyoncé handles rumors with swift, icy precision, issuing takedown notices or flooding the media with positive press releases. But this time, total terrifying radio silence. No legal statements, no social media updates, no glamorous photo drops. The absence of a response only amplified the public anxiety. Mainstream news outlets that usually skirt around celebrity conspiracy theories were forced to address the growing frenzy. Entertainment news anchors sat at their desks with visibly uncomfortable expressions, carefully wording their segments so as not to draw the wrath of Beyoncé's legal team, while acknowledging that the public demand for answers had reached an all-time high. Just when it seemed like the drama couldn't possibly escalate any further, a mysterious update appeared on Blue Ivy's officially registered, though unverified, trademark portal. Several pending applications for her name, which had sat dormant for years, were suddenly marked as urgent action approved. The categories included adult fashion lines, global touring properties, and digital AI avatar rights. The timing was too coincidental. The public realized that Jaguar Wright hadn't just made a random accusation. She had predicted a corporate machine actively churning behind closed doors. And as the public debate reached a fever pitch, the story took another dark, unexpected turn that left the entire industry paralyzed with fear. The internet was officially dragged into a civil war, splitting tens of millions of fans, critics, and casual observers into fiercely hostile camps. On one side stood the die-hard Bayhive, who launched a massive coordinated counter-offensive across all platforms. They flooded comment sections with compilations of Beyoncé looking lovingly at her daughter, arguing that Jaguar Wright was nothing more than a bitter, jealous former artist attempting to destroy a successful black family's legacy. Beyoncé has given that girl the world. One viral post read, accumulating over 100,000 likes. Blue Ivy is living a life of luxury, talent, and opportunity that most kids could only dream of. Jaguar Wright is spreading dangerous, hateful lies for clout, and y'all are eating it up. But on the other side of the war, a growing, deeply concerned majority was no longer buying the polished narrative. Social media users began raising uncomfortable questions about child labor in the high-stakes entertainment industry, drawing parallels to former child stars who suffered devastating meltdowns after being pushed too hard by ambitious Hollywood parents. Prominent culture commentators began chiming in, elevating the conversation from internet gossip to a serious ethical debate. During a live radio show, a well-known media personality didn't hold back. We've seen this movie before. We saw it with Drew Barrymore, we saw it with Michael Jackson, and we saw it with the Kardashians. When you blur the line between being a parent and being a CEO, the child always pays the price. What Jaguar Wright is saying might sound extreme, but the underlying mechanics are happening right in front of our eyes. The industry reaction behind the scenes was even more chaotic. Whispers began circulating that several major luxury fashion houses, who had been in talks to sign Blue Ivy for multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, were quietly pausing negotiations. The sudden wave of intense public scrutiny and dark allegations had made the brand too hot to handle. Leaked audio from an alleged emergency meeting between top-tier Hollywood publicists was posted online by an anonymous account. In the choppy, low-quality recording, a voice that strongly resembled a veteran talent manager could be heard saying, "If this Jaguar Wright narrative doesn't die down in 48 hours, every brand attached to that family is going to take a hit. They need to pull the girl off the stage immediately." Yet, despite the immense pressure building from the public and corporate sponsors, Beyoncé's team made a move that left everyone utterly stunned. Instead of hiding, instead of pulling back, an announcement dropped for an upcoming, highly exclusive fashion gala. And listed right at the top of the confirmed guest list, scheduled to walk the red carpet side by side with her mother, was Blue Ivy Carter. It was a defiant, high-stakes power move. A direct, unspoken middle finger to Jaguar Wright, the critics, and the millions of concerned people demanding answers. Beyoncé wasn't backing down. She was doubling down. The stage was set for a public confrontation of epic proportions, and the world held its breath as the date of the event approached, waiting to see who would break first in this terrifying game of chicken. The night of the grand fashion gala arrived, and the energy surrounding the venue was thick with unbearable tension. Hundreds of paparazzi, live streamers, and news crews lined the red carpet, their cameras trained on the entrance. Millions of viewers tuned into official and unofficial live streams globally. Everyone was waiting for one thing: the arrival of Beyoncé and Blue Ivy. When the sleek, black armored SUV finally pulled up to the curb, the flashing lights were blinding. Security personnel surrounded the vehicle, forming an impenetrable human wall. The door opened. Beyoncé stepped out first, looking breathtaking yet strangely distant, wearing an avant-garde, dark-themed designer gown that immediately sparked intense online debate. Then came Blue Ivy. She stepped onto the carpet wearing a mature, ice blue custom dress, styled in a way that made her look far beyond her 13 years. The cameras went wild. The noise was deafening. But as the mother and daughter posed for the photographers, something happened. A moment so brief, so subtle, yet so deeply chilling that it sent an absolute shockwave through the internet. A reporter positioned near the front of the press line leaned over the barrier and yelled out a question that broke through the chaotic noise. "Beyoncé, is Blue ready for the Empire?" Beyoncé stopped dead in her tracks. She turned her head slowly, looked directly into the lens of the primary news broadcast camera, and uttered four simple, quiet words with an icy, unblinking expression. She was born ready. The footage immediately went viral, gaining 50 million views in less than 3 hours. But it wasn't just what Beyoncé said that sent terror through the internet. It was what happened just 3 seconds after those words left her mouth. As Beyoncé began walking away, Blue Ivy suddenly paused. For a fraction of a second, away from her mother's direct line of sight, the young girl's face dropped its practiced, polished smile. She looked directly into a close-up camera lens, her eyes wide, filled with what thousands of viewers instantly identified as sheer, unadulterated panic. She dropped her hand to her side and made a distinct, subtle finger gesture, a universal, hidden distress signal that had gone viral on social media years prior. The internet completely exploded. Before the public could even process what they had just witnessed, Jaguar Wright launched a second, unannounced emergency live stream from an undisclosed location. She looked visibly shaken, her hands trembling as she held up her phone to show a series of fresh, high-level legal documents that had just been filed in a California court mere hours before the gala. "You all saw it," Jaguar screamed, her voice breaking with intense emotional strain. "You saw her eyes. You saw the signal. But it's worse than you think, so much worse. Look at these papers." Jaguar claimed that the newly filed documents revealed a secret legal motion to establish an expedited, irrevocable corporate trust that officially transfers 50% of Beyoncé's personal catalog control directly into Blue Ivy's name, effective immediately upon her 14th birthday. But buried inside the fine print of that motion was a terrifying, unprecedented clause, a complete, lifelong waiver of personal privacy rights for the beneficiary, tying her entire legal existence to the corporate board of the Carter estate. "She didn't just walk a red carpet tonight," Jaguar shouted, tears streaming down her face as the stream began buffering violently under the weight of hundreds of thousands of incoming viewers. "They just signed away her life. And the real reason Jay-Z wasn't on that carpet tonight? The real reason he's in hiding? It's because the federal subpoenas have already been printed. The dominoes are falling, and Blue Ivy is being used as the vault to hide the money before the door slams shut." Suddenly, Jaguar's audio began glitching out. Sirens could be faintly heard in the background of her stream. She looked off camera with an expression of absolute panic, slammed her laptop shut, and the broadcast went completely pitch black. The internet has been left in a state of absolute, unprecedented chaos. Is Jaguar Wright telling the truth? Was that subtle hand gesture on the red carpet a real desperate cry for help from a trapped child? What is hiding inside those sealed court documents? And what terrifying truth is about to be exposed when Jay-Z is finally forced to step out of the shadows? The story is unraveling faster than the Carter Empire can control it. And one thing is painfully clear. This isn't over. In fact, the most horrifying chapter of this entire saga is only just beginning. We are witnessing the unraveling of the biggest, most powerful empire in music history, and the truth can no longer be swept under the rug. Now I want to hear directly from you. Look at the footage, look at the legal filings, and tell me what you think in the comments below. Was that red carpet moment a genuine cry for help from Blue Ivy? Or is the internet overreacting to a practiced celebrity appearance? Is Jaguar Wright putting her life on the line to expose a horrifying truth? Or is this the most elaborate conspiracy theory Hollywood has ever seen? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Let's get this debate moving, because the mainstream media refuses to cover what is really happening behind those closed doors. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and get the explosive updates on this story before they get scrubbed from the internet, hit that like button right now, smash that subscribe button, and turn on all notifications. We are currently tracking a massive, exclusive leak regarding Jay-Z's sudden disappearance from the public eye and the secret court hearing scheduled for next week. You do not want to miss our next video. where we reveal the hidden names listed on that corporate trust document. Click the video on your screen right now to catch up on the hidden Hollywood secrets they don't want you to see. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and keep your eyes open. See you in the next update.